Okay.
Everybody, to the Mando fan show. Spoiler alert. We're going to talk spoilers. So hopefully you're not watching a podcast live stream before actually watching the show that the podcast live stream is talking about. So with that said, cat out of the bag before I introduce everybody. An iconic fan favorite character has made their return in The Mandalorian, and it was Sasha Banks, Koska Reeves. Chapter 16.
Very good.
Someone else came back. James and Lacey with me as always. And
Hello.
Our guest is a director, actor, YouTube content creator. Check out his channel, youtube.com/ascender. You might have seen his video 2020, which is a sort of a parody based on the times of the 1917 film. Stephen Ford, back with us. What is going on, buddy?
Hey, hi, everybody. Can we just talk about that intro? That was amazing. I'm very impressed. I'm like, oh, they said it was gonna be a long. Oh, all right, okay. That had my attention, so thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Good to have you back. Yeah. So Stephen had joined us on the Resistance broadcast earlier this year. We talked about Solo and the potential of more Solo and all the sequel trilogy stuff. And now we're here to focus on The Mandalorian, specifically Chapter 16. So before we get going, Stephen, why don't you let us know what you got going on? What's going on with Ascender? Just tell people, our audience, what the deal is. What do you got going on out there?
I make a YouTube channel. Hey everybody, this is my sales pitch. I'm an actor turned director, and now we make YouTube videos. So I've kind of gone down on the totem pole, but we're still having fun. We're trying to. This year was a fun year. We weren't really gonna do much. I was slated to do a bunch of different projects earlier in the year, and then some pandemic happened or something, and it just ruined all that. And then I was like, all right, how are we going to make this awesome? Let's do our YouTube channel, but good this time. So basically right now we've got a Call of Duty. Hi, Kat. She's going to say hi. Hi, Kat. This is my Grogu. We got a Call of Duty show that we put together. It's just a little fun parody show. We're working on a bunch of different projects with some people that I cannot talk about yet, but I hope it happens. It's just a good year. So go to my YouTube channel if you want. You don't have to. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, we before air, James had brought up, we were talking about that 2020 film, which is obviously so topical, and how I don't even know how you guys pulled that off, but that was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was weird. It was funny because there's this gimbal company that was like, hey, Steven, do you want to make this 90-second short film thing for us using our gimbal? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I have no idea. They're like, well, just do a video, put it up on your channel, whatever. And this is back when we had our old channel that didn't have a lot of subscribers, and YouTube hated us back then. So I was like, all right, let's just kind of figure something else out. Pandemic hit. This is back in March, by the way, when they said do this. And then they were like, the guy that I was talking to left the company, but I was still like, no, I'm still going to make the video. And instead of the 90-second video, it turned into an 18-minute short film. Don't know how that happened. Just a slight. I kept writing it. I'm like, ooh, this is a reference. Ooh, this is. And so we basically spent 2 weeks, me just going around with the gimbal trying to figure out, all right, I know I'm going to cut here. I got to write this moment for this part right here. I had to plan both the pre-production and the script all at the same time. It was kind of weird because I've never done anything like that before. And then I was like, okay, I want to do it as one take. And there's 8 cuts in the whole thing.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, wink, wink, one take.
Birdman.
yeah, exactly. And so, but it's funny because, it kind of turned into being a lot bigger than it was intended to be. And we just kind of got lucky that we worked with 2 great actors that were able to show up. We had so many reshoots for a multitude of reasons. So what was going to take a weekend took 3 months.
Wow.
But hey, it was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we are happy to have you back here, and we're going to be talking about Mando Chapter 16, the season finale. Before we do, everyone who's watching and joining us in the live chat, first of all, thank you so much for joining us tonight on your Friday night. We appreciate you making us a part of the start of your weekend. If you don't mind liking the video, and if you're on Twitter, retweet our post of the episode and share this with a friend. Say, come on in, come hang out, and let's try to beat our record of this season with our audience. So as follow what Steven's doing right there. Appreciate that.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And the last quick plug, obviously, if you guys want to pick up a Mando Fan Show Season 2 shirt, like we have the Moff Gideon shirts going on and the main logo, go to teespring.com/the Mando Fan Show S2 or teespring.com/store/Resistance Broadcast. James and Lacey, what's going on, guys? Are you guys fired up to talk about this season finale?
Yes, very much so. And it's funny because I won't harp on this. This doesn't mean a whole lot, but I did get this spoiled for me because my alarm didn't go off. Yeah, no. John takes personal issue that it's his fault or something. It's totally the situation, but my alarm didn't go off. I woke up way later and I knew it was important to get John's video up. He already had done it. He'd watched the show, done it, and got it uploaded to me. So it was on me at this point. So I tried to edit around and get his stuff up on Twitter and YouTube, around social media. And long story short, what caught me was when I went into Twitter, my eyes it snapped to something, and it said Sebastian Stan trending with Mark Hamill, and I was like, so something's up. So yeah. But hey, look, it does not bother me. The episode still is what it is. It just means that I wasn't surprised by it, but I knew that it was coming, but like in a way, like I didn't know how it was going to come, and it came great. I think it was handled like super well. So it wasn't like I wasn't excited or bummed or mad or anything. I just took it in. Yeah, it was great.
All right. Well, appreciate it though, man. Lacey, looking very festive. We have to talk about the Yoda ears or the
I don't know what you're talking about. What ears?
Oh yeah.
It's the season finale. It's really awesome and wonderful. And guys, because it's such a big deal and such a big episode, I brought snacks for anybody that wants one.
Ooh, yes.
So if anybody's interested.
I've got big pretzels. I want a big pretzel. How dare you?
Oh.
No? Okay, I'll just eat them later. No worries.
Talk about Easter eggs. That's a TRB Easter egg. We'll have to tell Steven that story off air. The legend of the Bavarian legend.
The Bavarian AMC.
Yes, exactly.
That's 40 feet big. Yeah,
I ordered that by myself once by accident, not realizing what it was, and it showed up in a pizza box, and I was so embarrassed.
Totally worth it.
Side note, by the way, we do have a super chat to kick off the show.
Cool. Oh, cool.
Which I think is going to reflect what everybody's saying, which is from David Ford. Relation? Maybe?
Yep.
Thank you, David Ford, who said 1 X-Wing, 1 cloaked figure, 1 green lightsaber, 1 gloved hand. Luke Skywalker, the one and only, is all we needed to save our heroes. I mean, they let you know, and we'll get into it, but like 10 different times. They're like, just in case you didn't know.
You know it was him? Did you know?
He either has the Bart Simpson closet with all the same outfits, or he hasn't changed in 5 years. Either way. There's Luke.
Battlefront 2, where it's the same outfit. Yes. Oh, it's the same? Okay. All right.
Yeah, right. Choice. All right. So yes, if you do want your comments sped up to the front and read on the show, we do have the super chat feature, which also
like this.
So we appreciate that. Like Kevlu01 just did. I didn't want Luke, but then I saw the X-Wing and screamed, Luke! I was 10 years old again. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
That is the vibe, without a doubt. For a lot of people, not for everybody. We'll get into that in a minute.
Yep.
All right. So speaking of that, we're gonna rate the episode like we always do, and being that this is not our last episode because we're doing a recap on January 8th with Clayton Sandell live, but this is the last episode that we're going to be rating for this year. So this is the last time we're using the Pedro Pascal face scale, 0 to 10 for chapter 16. I'm going to kick it off this week and set the bar. My highest score yet for The Mandalorian. I'm giving this a 9.5. And I think I won't get into too much now because we are going to discuss this in full detail, but really just the dad perspective, just the end of that episode, like I was fighting him back, and I'll just leave it at that and get to that a bit more later. But James, what did you give this on the Pedro Pascal face scale, chapter 16?
I gave it a 9, and I gave it a 9 because first of all, when I when I first watched the episode, I thought, man, it wasn't as perfect as I was hoping it would be. Like there's a lot of little things that kind of got in my way and were kind of annoying. And I was like, that's a solid 8.5, which is a good score for me. But it wasn't like the crazy best or anything. And then I started, I don't know, I saw a bunch of people other giving high scores and stuff. And I found throughout the day that I kept wanting to revisit the episode. I was like, this part like was cool, you know, or what did they say? And I was like captivated by a lot of it. And then as it kind of went on through the day, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to say that this episode is less than my other highest rated episode. It's at least on par. So I bumped it up to a 9.
All right.
And the only 10 I've ever given was the final episode of Clone Wars, the fan show. That one to me was absolutely perfect. I give a lot of 9s and stuff on the really good episodes, but 9 is still like a really solid on my scale. Yeah,
especially when with this next score coming up. Steven, what did you and maybe you want to put in perspective how you've been rating the episodes to give it some scale, but what did you give
or
this?
Just be honest.
Yeah.
Steven.
I gave this episode a 6.5. And I know that's harsh. I'm aware. I know. But here's the thing. I'm
vote him off. Vote him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with The Mandalorian. It's Star Wars savior to me. That's what it is. So I am hypercritical of everything that goes on in that show. I analyze I'm like, this is a little too this is a little too that. Why are they doing this? I do that. I mean, I do that with all Star Wars, but still, I do that a lot with this show because I'm like, I know the people behind it are people that genuinely, not saying other people don't, but they genuinely care about Star Wars. So when I see something and I'm like, you mentioned how, you know, like it could have been more perfect. It wasn't that. It was like, the way that The Mandalorian is to me is as a whole is fantastic. It's incredible. But some of its parts don't lead up to it being as fantastic as I want individually it to be. So that's what this episode was, where there's like really great moments that I'm like, yes, more of that. And then they do something real dumb that I'm like, damn it. So I'll say modestly 6.5, maybe 7, depending on. And that's the thing I will say before going further, that the way that I first view Mandalorian episodes is hypercritical, and then later on I watch them and I'm like, that's I was being too mean. I was being too critical. That's how I am. But that's me.
Like you're getting lit up in the comments.
You're getting kick them out comments. No, to be fair, we also discussed this too, is that a 6.5 is high on your general scale for The Mandalorian.
Yes.
So this still was a good episode compared to the rest of the series.
Correct.
And I will emphasize that too, that there are a lot of things that over time, like I've said numerous times on the show, like I'm not as big of a fan of the music as a lot of people do. And this episode in particular was another one where I was like, I don't like what they're doing in a lot of these scenes.
Dubstep.
But it's kind of one of those things where I've just kind of given up that is what it is. And I'm trying to look for other things to grade on and kind of level out the thing. But I'm with you. If I was being like really critical on these, I think that a lot of these scores would be a lot lower for me if I was a little bit more.
Exactly. I don't necessarily rate them to other
Catherine,
things.
Catherine wants to know what your favorite episode is.
Okay. It's
of this season.
Of this season, it's one of two. It's either the oh my gosh, the with handsome face.
The first one.
Timothy Oliphant. The Timothy Oliphant one I really enjoyed a lot. It was that one and the of course the what I always butcher her name. Is it Ahsoka? Is it Ashoka?
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
People usually trend the wrong one.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why. So like those two for me those were it. Amazing.
Cool. Yeah, the one with Timothy Oliphant was my number one.
Yeah, and it was definitely a Jon Favreau production. Like, I mean, even that one I still had faults with. Like, I still am hypercritical of those. But like the Ahsoka one was so, oh my gosh, you could tell that it had an animated background. Like literally, those shots feel like they were stripped right out of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And you could just see that mastery of the frame that a lot of the other ones didn't have, like the one where Boba comes back and it looks like it was shot in, the California desert because it was. So I'm just hypercritical.
All right.
Yeah.
So Gillerin, the time has come. What did you give this episode? Lay it on us, and then we'll get
this episode is easily, hands down, a 10 out of 10. Whoa. This might be my favorite thing Lucasfilm has done since getting bought by Disney. This episode was so great, so wonderful, and I actually dug this out for the show. So here's 3rd grade Lacey right here. And 3rd grade Lacey said, I enjoy eating pizza and watching her favorite movie, Return of the Jedi, and her hero is Luke Skywalker. That's who we got in this episode. Get Last Jedi out of here. This is the Luke that I like.
All right.
And that's why this got a 10 out of 10. That's why I cried. That's why I feel like a little kid. And this is my kind of Star Wars. So
Very
10
good.
out of 10.
All right. So we have a 9.5, a 9, a 6.5, and a 10, which gives us an 8.8 from our camp here.
Thanks,
I tanked it. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry.
See, Steven, look what you did there. We almost had the full 9 Pedro faces.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, we'll take 8.8 Pedro faces there. And now our patrons. We always ask them for their scores. We average their scores. And James, let's bring up what their score was, which was a 9.1. A lot of 10s in this. And our patrons are sometimes critical. It's not all 10s all the time. There were some people who threw out 11s and 12s, but I have to bring you down to 10. 10 is the max. I apologize. There's only so much Pedro to go around, folks.
It's a shit.
One person throws out like an 80 and it's like, I guess they scored 21.
So we always shout out one of the comments that's usually on par with most of the people, and this one was a 10 out of 10 from Admiral Jason O'Donnell. Jason's in Australia, so I'm not sure what time it is there if he's watching, but Jason, this one's for you. He said 10 out of 10 Pedro faces for real. The moment it became a 10 for me was Gideon's glee when he was dragged into the bridge and saw Bo-Katan's face. Season 3 is going to be very interesting. Then for Luke to arrive, OMG, wow. So great job by Jason there. Thank you, buddy. All right. So typically we do Easter eggs next, but we're skipping that because we want to spend as much time as possible talking about this episode in full.
We do have a bunch of super chats if you want to run through those.
Let's fire those up. All right,
yeah.
So first we have David Provis. Thank you, David, who said, stay away from hallways if you're a trooper of any kind.
Absolutely.
That's the rise of Skywalker all over again. Everyone's dead in a hallway.
Then we have Freezy2324, thank you for the super chat, who said, will Luke's appearance tonight help Last Jedi haters' opinions of that movie? I think, so I want to clarify my statement just now, because I feel like people are going to take it the wrong way. I enjoy The Last Jedi. I think it's a good movie. I just don't enjoy Luke. That's my one thing. So this is something that kind of fixed that. But I don't think...
In fairness to that, Mark Hamill didn't enjoy Luke, so I mean that's okay.
And him and I are basically friends, so
best friends, right? So
next we have Caleb Pausch. Yes, remembered. 10 out of 10. This episode transcended The Mandalorian. I didn't feel like I was watching a TV show anymore. They brought in Luke and they pulled it off.
Right on. Thanks, Caleb.
And then Luke, thank you for Luke. Said Count Pepto reporting in, dang, Bib let himself go. I mean, clip your nails, man. You guys excited to see Book of Boba Fett. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not one to, I don't do the body shaming. I put on some LBs this year during the pandemic.
We all did. It's okay.
Yeah. But Bib Fortuna, anybody?
Oh, that's good. I thought the whole, thing was a little too Disney in your face. I mean,
I loved it.
Call it a little bit of a stretch here. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett, Book of Boba, B.O.B., Bob Chapek, Bob
Iger.
Bob Iger.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little in your face.
You know, you reminded me of, James, those people that are like 1 + 3 + 4 = 7. 7 means this. 9 means this.
Exactly
and then it means
100%.
Independence Day. Like what?
No, I'm not. It's funny, like remember forever ago when they were talking about how they were going to do a Mandalorian show, and everyone was like, "It's the Boba Fett show. They're going to do a Boba Fett show," and like they even kind of like were like, "Maybe we are. I don't know." And then we're like, "Oh, it's not a Boba Fett show. It's better than a Boba Fett show. It's a unique, totally original thing, and that's connected to all these other cool properties." And I feel like now they're like, you know what? Let's just do a Boba Fett show. Why not? And I'm like, why not?
I feel like for a while it felt like they were saying like people were saying this still feels like Boba Fett. They just couldn't use Boba Fett, so they just made a Boba Fett show, like its own replacement. Now that we got Boba Fett, it's like, oh, I see the difference. Like when we see this teaser, you're like, that's gonna be a different show.
Very different.
I hope it is.
Skywalker Sounds Matthew Wood played Bib Fortuna.
I love that. That's hilarious. We have another super chat from Comic Books NYC, aka Kavi. Hey, Kavi. Kavi said, loved it. 9.5 for me. Grown man cried and yelled at various points. It was like the Super Bowl at my house. Like, you know how people stand up when they're in the final quarter? Like the last 6 minutes, I was standing in my living room going, no.
Yeah.
Lots yelled at various points, lots of questions too, but isn't that the fun of it all? Also, love Mando Fan Show. Mando Fan Show. Happy Friday, guys.
Thank you, Kavi. Thank you, man. That's so awesome. Yeah. Hope you're dug out of all the snow in Brooklyn, buddy. Appreciate that. Anything else, Lacey?
Nope. That's it.
All right.
Cool.
Before we head into just our general chat on this, we are skipping the Easter eggs, as I said. We do have to give out this week's Mando code number. So if you've been watching this show throughout the season, yes, we are adding a new item right there. Vintage collection Mandalorian figure of Din Djarin and Grogu. Look at those two right there. That is
it comes with the Camtono too, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Absolutely. Every episode we've been giving out a number as part of this code. I've been revealing one each time. And on the recap show on January 8th, we're going to give away the final number and let you know how to submit to win the bounty. The grand prize is a limited edition Mandalorian box. Thanks to our friends at jewelrybrands.shop. If you want to use promo code TRB at checkout, you get 10% off. And that box is limited. I think there's only a few thousand made. You get the Empire Medallion from Werner Herzog from season 1. You get a brick of Beskar steel and the skull necklace that Grogu wears that he got throughout season 1. We also have a full size, like a large Funko Pop of Grogu. What else do we have? Mando Fan Show season 2 shirt. What else am I missing here? There's another item.
The Mission Fleet.
The Mission Fleet figure set too. Yeah, and I think it's a lot of stuff, guys. So
that's cool. Hopefully
you've been keeping track. And this week's number, the 8th number out of 9, is 3. 3. So get it tattooed on your forehead so you remember when you look in the mirror.
What is it? Oh, this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So good luck to everyone. Yeah, hope you've been keeping track. And again, good luck. Wait for that on January 8th for the final number and how to win. All right, so now let's just talk about this episode here. Let's warm up the engines a bit like we usually do, which by just pointing out your favorite moment or your favorite shot from the chapter. So, Steven, you're our guest of honor. I'll start with you. Did you have one standout moment that you're like, wow, that's beautiful, I loved it, or a moment, your favorite?
I mean, I think the thing that we're probably all going to completely agree with is just the moment where he takes off his helmet. And like what I loved about that, and I got tinges of Return of the Jedi, where he's like, I want to take this off of me so I can see with my own eyes. Yeah. Like that's what that felt like to me. That was, of course, and of any gripes that I have with in the episode, that moment is masterful. Like it's amazing how that I care about a puppet. I care about a puppet and a man, and I'm just like, huh? And I'm like getting a little teary. There's that moment. And yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna echo that, but I'm gonna go to Lacey here. Did you have a favorite? I'm gonna guess maybe Luke, but what was your favorite shot or moment of this one?
My favorite shot, which so I yelled a lot. I wish I recorded it because it was ridiculous how I acted. I yelled a lot, but the most I yelled, like, yeah, was when he crushed it with his hand. Oh my God. How many times have you done that when you're little where you're like, yeah. Like, oh, I loved that scene so much. It was so badass, where he crushed that thing, especially because of how much it beat up Mando like 5 minutes prior. Right. And he's like, I don't even have to touch you. You're just gone. You're a tin can.
Quint and Hooper with the beer can and the cup in Jaws. Just like
it was just perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a little shades of Vader.
But my favorite shot itself is when it looks like Vader from Rogue One, where the doors open and you see just the lightsaber.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jedi, anyone who uses a lightsaber in Star Wars, maybe it's a Skywalker thing, they love dry ice.
Steve wrote, hi, third grade Lacey. That is accurate. Third grade Lacey is here to be on the Mando Fan Show.
All right, James, did you have a favorite moment or shot that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, one of those, there's so many different scenes in that his whole like rampage through the ship and all that. But there were two specific ones, and I'll just pick one. But I initially was just floored when they cut to a shot and it's the lightsaber comes through the camera. And it shows. You guys don't know what I'm talking about?
I missed that. Yeah,
it's the reveal of the green lightsaber.
Oh yes.
So he's walking through the place, and something's up, but I think you hear the lightsaber turn on. I could be wrong on that, but either way, like they show the soldier or the troopers, and then through the lens comes the green lightsaber, and you see him with it up and walking away from the camera. And
I know you mean
the way he like it enters into the screen. I was like, that is so extraordinarily different than what I would have expected, how they would have revealed that. And it was all part of the anticipation. We joked around it before, like they gave you this clue, then this clue, then this clue. And that one was like coming through.
Then the hood, then the lightsaber, then the hand, just in case. And then they were like, here's this belt buckle. Look at this belt buckle.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and someone might also be able to tell by the handle grip too, if they were
correct, the hilt. Yeah. So similar to what you were saying, Matt said, 10 out of 10 for me. Love seeing Luke decimating droids like dear old daddy.
I like that. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Exactly.
There it is. I knew someone was going to say it tonight.
And unfortunately, George Lucas did not direct this chapter, as many were speculating. It was Peyton Reed from Ant-Man, and also the second chapter, the very controversial chapter 10.
Oh, I hate
with the eggs from this season. So, my favorite shot. I'm echoing the same area as Steven, but more specifically when he has the helmet off and he's telling him, "Don't be afraid." And right before he puts him down, which was a very important moment, because he doesn't just hand him to Luke. He puts him down and he's like, you have to walk to him. So I know that you're okay with this. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a very smart decision by whether Favreau wrote that in the script or whether Peyton Reed made that choice. I thought that was huge. And that also, so obviously R2 can do his thing. But when he reaches out and touches Din's face with his little baby Yoda hand, I was having a hard time, and I watched it by myself because I had to do the Mando Minute and my written review and stuff, and I got kind of emotional, but then I rewatched it again with my wife, and I don't like when she's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "No." Star Wars.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Yeah. So I was trying to breathe deeply, so I didn't cry, and then it made me think maybe I do want to cry more now, and it was brutal. So but that shot, let's put it this way: Luke Skywalker returned in Star Wars, a young Luke Skywalker with the lightsaber, with the cloak, with everything we just said, and he took a back seat to those two, and that's a testament to Jon Favreau developing a relationship, like you said, Steven, between this puppet and this dude. And it's a slow burn over 2 seasons, but when you then look at it in that moment, you're like, wait a minute. I love these two and I care so deeply about them. When did that happen? This heightened level, and there it was. So that's my favorite shot. So,
well, Michael did say, so is this really the end of Grogu? First of all, thanks for the super chat. And then he said, thanks for the Mando Fan Show. So fun hanging out. So do you think, based on your emotions, that this is the end of Grogu?
No, Disney needs money for one thing.
Christian also. Yeah, and Christian also added in, thanks Christian, saying Disney dropping that post-credit scenes was like Andy's mom pulling out a surprise present out of the closet. Happy Friday. That is so perfect. So perfect. Then we have Clayton. Yeah, Clayton, who said his favorite scene was Din taking off his helmet to look at Grogu with his own eyes. It was a very reminiscent of Luke and Vader from Return of the Jedi, which is also true. And last but not least, we have Kev Lu 01, who said, how long will Grogu be away from Din? If he's at Luke's temple when he's burned and Kylo is responsible, no redemption. Maybe Gideon did it. Well, we did learn from the comic books that I don't think Kylo burned down the temple, but I know what you mean. Like if he was involved in that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was him and a few others. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Grogu's gone. I do love a lot of people pointing out that, and I did in my review. Again, Stephen, you brought it up. Let me look at you with my own eyes. Taking the mask off thing is very symbolic. But the fact that Luke is there, who experienced that with his father 5 years ago, seeing it happen with those two people, he knows how much that moment means. So it probably adds weight to Luke saying, I better, this is a big responsibility for me to take care of this kid. I can see that this guy really loves this kid. So
I was really, I was hoping that there was going to be like, I mean, again, and we could talk about this, but the digital face of Mark Hamill, like I've got my own stuff with it, but I was really hoping that they were going to have like a little moment where they like, it cuts back to Mark or to Luke. And it's just like that small recognition of like doing the same thing that he had done with his father. I was really hoping that was going to happen. It didn't happen. And those are the little things that I'm talking about that I'm like, oh, I would do like, but of course that's just maybe because of what I do as a profession. So I'm like, oh, I would do this. But I don't think Mr. Baby Yoda is going anywhere because no way. I mean, here's the thing. I think I was thinking about this. Like, what if we pick up like 5 years later in season 3 or something? But then I was thinking, oh wait, he's 50 years old. The 5 years is not going to make a big difference. I don't know about that. But I think that I do hope though that if Grogu returns and maybe we run into Luke again or something, I personally hope that maybe they recast. And maybe we get some Sebastian Stan. That's my opinion, though.
These guys hate
I want it. But here's the thing. Somebody made a really great point to me. This dude actually works. He actually works at DICE, and it made a really great point. It was like, well, Star Wars is the prequels specifically kind of predicated on the whole idea of like casting younger versions of older actors, and so he kind of, I mean, like. Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi to me, not Sir Alec Guinness, as great as he was. It feels like a different person, and I mean, obviously, but a different character. But so when it comes to me, I'm like, you can recast Luke, and it's okay because we still have going to, Luke, like I'm just hoping
they're going to recast Luke for Obi-Wan series.
A 10-year-old Luke. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, okay.
That's not news, but they are going to
give Mark Hamill some bangs. He could pull off a 10-year-old. I think.
Yes. Speaking of Luke, we have a super chat from Sweet Star Wars Delight. Thank you so much. That said, the return of Luke and the way he returned and Din taking off his helmet and saying goodbye to Grogu and then seeing R2, I was in a river of tears. Yes. I've watched so many videos of people just sobbing. And I was like, wow, I don't feel weird that I was doing that because there's so many.
It definitely wells you up. And people say, oh, fan service. It's like, and? Give it to me. Yeah, it's Star Wars. It's
Juan Pablo says, Sebastian, please.
Okay.
Can we do this?
Thank you.
Thank you. Am I going or are you going, James? Because I have a quick point on that.
We're doing this? Okay, let's
just go ahead. This.
That's fine. All right. My point on this is, yes, recast predating original actor, Alden, Ewan, whatever. But
I see what you're saying.
Sandwiching, like going Hamill, other guy, back to Hamill. I don't know that Lucasfilm's going to do that, and they haven't done it, and that's why Carrie wasn't recast in 9.
Or maybe Mark's not cool with it. That's what nobody's really mentioning. Maybe Mark Hamill's just like, look, I don't want someone else playing this role.
I think Lucasfilm really loves the continuity of suspending disbelief in their story more so than any other franchise. Sure. And I think if we saw Sebastian Stan, he'd be like, he kind of looks like him, but that's not Luke Skywalker. Whereas, they did the animated version. Maybe in a few years they can update it with more, effects, just like they got rid of Gene's guy, that sort of thing. So I that's my take on it. I can, and you know what? I think your point of view is completely too to do that, because then you could do a lot of things with Luke. So it's not one of those, you're an idiot, we're online, we're having a conversation. So Yeah, James, I don't know what you have in that, but
well, my only thing, and I know John and Lacey already know this, but and maybe Steven does too, but I seriously think it has been manipulated, because there is an image out there that somebody made from an Instagram feed, that their entire purpose of the feed is they take two celebrities and they morph the two. They take features from both of them and create a new human that does not exist. That's a blend between two celebrities. The image that everybody has seen, that's like, oh, look, Sebastian Stan and Mark Hamill right next to each other. They look identical. Cast this guy.
Yeah,
that is not Sebastian Stan. It's not him. He does resemble Mark Hamill. He does. But there was an image recently that went around where somebody like put his face in like a Mark Hamill looking pose or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't look right. It does not look like Luke. Yeah. And it just drives me crazy, because for whatever reason, that image was so viral, it has convinced people
that
does not look like Luke.
Okay, but James, super chat question from Christian. Thanks, Christian. Asked, did James lose that pie bet from last month? Because Luke showed up in this.
Yes! Yes! Pie in your
my God.
eye!
James is going to get pied.
Yes!
It's happened.
I win a pie bet.
Was it Luke? Han,
it was Luke, Leia, Han showing up in media.
Yeah.
You lost.
Won a pie bet. Yeah, I think I won a pie bet. We can get to that later. We have lots of stuff to get into.
We do have some super chats first.
Okay.
David Ford, aka Admiral Brian Smith. Ooh, I love the names. Very good.
What?
It would have been hilarious if the episode would have been directed by Rian Johnson.
He like redeems the character that everyone hated, his version of it.
Right.
Make Jar Jar happy.
I would actually appreciate it though, because he would acknowledge it and then say like, "Hey, people didn't like this, but here I gave you what you wanted."
Yeah.
It's funny because like, to go off on a little tiny tangent about the Rian Johnson thing, my feelings of The Last Jedi have wavered so intensely. There's so many things I don't like about that movie that just irk me, right? And there are things about the movie that I avidly love, right? And albeit I can agree that the whole character assassination kind of theory of, Luke and everything, I can agree with that to a certain extent, but then I can also agree with the fact that people change over time. So like I can get into a huge debate about that, but at the same time, just concerning the Rian Johnson thing alone, the entire The Last Jedi movie was just nothing but expectations versus what actually happened.
And right? Expectations, yeah.
The subverted expectations became a meme, and it still is kind of a running issue in a lot of different shows and movies now, just like it was then. But what's interesting about Rian Johnson is he clearly, and this is coming from somebody who avidly loved him, avidly hated him, and now I love him again. I know I'm awful because like I was like, Looper's I love that movie, and then came out with this. I'm like, what is The Last Jedi? And then he did Knives Out.
Yeah.
And in Knives Out,
it's beautiful. Yeah.
He literally takes every single criticism that he had from The Last Jedi of subverting expectations and then did it properly, where it kind of shows that he learns as a director and as a person is like, I can do that. And so that is, I would love to see him get a crack at Star Wars again because of that. So that's my tangent. I'm done.
Yeah, no, that's
I appreciate tangent. We do have some more super chats. So Frank, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, love the episode, you guys. Do you think the Razor Crest was destroyed so that Boba Fett had to fly Slave 1 so that he wouldn't be in the room when Luke showed up, because that would have been awkward too?
Maybe.
Think about that. I did think that Boba Fett got the shaft on this one. I was like, when they were coming up the plan, they're like, you, and you, we're all going in. And then
you, bye.
Don't even mention Boba Fett. Yeah. It's like, he would have been good to have on the team. Can we come up
Who
with
was the other Mando?
Wasn't
there?
Though wasn't it? Oh yeah. Well, there
was
the
guy Simon, whatever his name. I'm missing his last name. It starts with a K. His name is Simon something. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, she also said, Mercedes said that was her last episode. She's done for the season.
She
and
lied.
She shows up again.
Yeah. She
lied.
lied.
Yeah. So did Mark. Mark said he wasn't in it. Someone was like, "Oh, Luke's in it." He's like, "No, I'm not." Yeah. Next is Ricky. Thank you for the super chat, Ricky. Who said people think Book of Boba will be season 3, but I think the other 2 shows will set up the next season, and everyone will go into Mandalore into season 3. Love y'all. I mean, that is a big theory that the Boba Fett series is replacing Mandalorian season 3.
I think Favreau has already talked about, season 3 is going to be on schedule. I think they said something about season 3 debuting around Christmas. And also, Disney is not in a situation right now to say, oh, our most successful show? Yeah, let's stop making that for now.
Right. They would not do that. Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
So I think it's an extra little treat, little Boba treat.
I will say that there's this amazing meme that I found of Boba and Luke from
what is that?
Oh my god! He's like flying away in the slave. He's like, "Hey, is that who I think it is?" And Luke's like, "I know you."
So we do have a super chat that says Favreau and Filoni to ruin Johnson. Hold my beer. Now that's not fair.
Oh, come on.
Ryan did a great job.
Come on now. Silliness.
We do have one more super chat, which is from Thomas. Hi, Thomas. He said, James, you are my hero. I thought I was out here on my own trying to debunk that viral Hamill stand side by side that's being heavily manipulated.
The truth. Yes! The truth. We are here to seek the truth. And there's this
I'm gonna PSA for everybody. It's not a real person, and if you see it, tell the next person.
I'm gonna look this up.
Tell me more.
Morphe_me
is the Instagram channel. Go with that.
While Lacey's going for the Bavarian, Steven's looking up the morph meme. Let's get into
season finale.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you're completely right.
Yeah, it's totally manipulated. That's not Sebastian Stan. That is a mix between some of his features and the other guy and Mark Hamill's features. Yeah,
I love me some Sebi Stan.
Fake person.
All right, let's move on from fake Luke because it's literally not a thing. So let's get to real things, which is the beginning of the episode. I got a lot of A New Hope vibes from this. Obviously, the scenery, the gray, the gray tones, running and hiding from stormtroopers, shooting stormtroopers who have no purpose whatsoever, completely pointless. That was very A New Hope to me. And then the second half, they really flipped the episode on us, and I loved all the Moff Gideon stuff. Did you guys feel like, Steven, did you feel they delivered on Moff Gideon in this episode? Did they slowly peppered him in throughout the season, and then we finally see him get a little aggro and violent? Did he deliver what you needed from him?
I'll tell you, it was an 80% delivery because that actor can do, a Snickers commercial and it be the scariest thing I've ever seen. I loved him in Breaking Bad. He's fantastic at everything he does.
Yeah,
and fantastic in this. And I like the little that whole. See, this is the thing. There's so many great moments. Everything that kind of included Mando did it for me. Everything else was kind of like. Because the scene where he's got the Darksaber and he's like, I just want give me the child. I don't care. You can go rule the galaxy. Just give me my kid. And I'm like, that's what's up. That's Mando. And so
that is.
So in that sense, yeah, he absolutely did deliver for me. And like the giddy, like when he's like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, yeah, because he's fantastic and he can do a lot. And this says, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, but it says a lot to his acting prowess because if you just judge Star Wars products and Star Wars movies and shows by just their writing, it's very hard for a good actor or for a bad actor to do a good job with it. But if you're a good actor, you can just nail that. Yeah. The writing, which is usually very stiff, it's very kind of weird, and he still nailed it. So, like, I think, from that sense, fantastic. I would like to have seen a little bit more, but especially when he's like, do you have to duel for the Darksaber? And I'm like, where's this going? Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. And I'm like, okay.
But it didn't because Luke showed up.
Yeah. So, Lacey, what was your take on Moff Gideon? We did the whole Giddy for Gideon sticker and our promo of our episode and all that stuff throughout the season. I've been a huge fan, just like Steven just said, about his other work in terms of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, all that stuff. A Snickers commercial would be cool. Maybe, he cuts the roof of his mouth on a peanut and he gets angry about it. I don't know. Who knows?
He was very, very evil in this episode, which we knew he was going to be. But like Steven said, actually, I was waiting to see where that went now that Mando has the Darksaber, and she's like, I can't have it. And you're like, oh, so you're going to battle now? Like, is she going to turn? And then that got kind of cut off. It was kind of like Rey and Kylo in The Force Awakens, where JJ admits that he just wrote that breakup so that he didn't have to solve what happened with them. He's like, I'm just going to throw a cliff here.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of thing that
Look at what we do now. Cliff.
Yeah.
I will say just really quick, I loved the way that played out. The fact that they were smart enough to recognize that she has to get the saber back. So if he gets it and he has it and he's trying to give it to her, there's some really cool conflict between two good characters. So I love the way that happened. But to get on Gideon, I was not happy with him in this episode. And
interesting.
Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Well,
you were not happy with him at all?
Not really. No.
Okay.
I will second that he did really good with all his lines and his delivery. He's a good actor, but his character here, I think, was like super weak, because in almost any situation where he had an opportunity to succeed or be an evil villain, he failed. And it's like, he let them get under the ship. He didn't see that coming. The actual only thing that he did good was he anticipated that they went to the bridge and he went to see Baby Yoda, which is, I mean, I feel like anybody would do that. They'd be like, oh, well, they're here to get the child. But
that's a good point. I would have been really annoyed if it was just two stormtroopers guarding this most valuable being. So, yeah.
Yes. So he is there, but in that confrontation, they talk back and forth. And then what does he do? He tricks him. He steps aside, and then this would be his opportunity to just kill Mandalore. He knows he has to know that the saber is deflected by beskar. Why didn't he just stab him in any area that didn't have beskar? But he didn't. He did this like big leap for his back where there's a jetpack and everything. And I'm like, that was dumb. And then he just like basically failed in sword fighting him, got captured. I don't think the whole play on who the Darksaber belongs to was part of his plan. That was just coincident, and he was like, oh, this should be interesting. So it wasn't even part of his plan. And then he tried to kill himself, and he failed there too. And I was like, stop! Like, this is supposed to be the best villain, and
guy,
failing over and over and over in this season. Debatably series finale, probably not now, but
I did not like that he tried to kill himself either.
Yeah, it felt very weird. Felt very out of character. What we've seen so far, it's just so interesting because the setup from the first season, the season finale, the first season, you're just like, oh my god, this dude means business. And then they kind of like, not really, but they kind of pulled like a what's his name? Oh gosh, the dude who killed the whole planets from the sequel trilogy, Hux. Hux. They kind of did a little bit of a Hux where he's like, I'm gonna try to kill myself, and then it's like, wait, nope, just kidding, it's not gonna happen. They didn't do it for laughs the same way. But it's interesting. Speaking of the bow and the Darksaber, if I recall correctly from the Clone Wars, and this is where it's gonna get deep dive, but Clone Wars, wasn't she given the Darksaber? And like but now you can't?
No, so it was Rebels is what you're thinking of.
I wish the music was like
Rebels,
whatever.
Rebels, sure.
They didn't fight for it.
Offer the thing over. And I did hear a good explanation for this when I was watching, I'll shout him out, Star Wars Explained. I was watching his review of the episode. His take on that is that she was given the Darksaber and she thought, not a big deal. No one's going to know. This is really cool. It's an easy way to power. And what we don't know is what happened after she took the saber and how she lost it. And a lot of that probably depends on what she now recognizes as, I can't just take that thing. I have to earn that thing because last time I took it, I failed. Yeah. So I have a feeling Filoni already knows what's going on.
I'm just being a nerd by saying that.
No, but it's a really fair point. She's like, I can't take that. It's like, I
can't take it now.
I think I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I could see. I don't know if it's just how she performed those scenes in the non-verbal way, but I almost got this feeling, and maybe it's just speculation, that Bo-Katan is getting that mad power hungry. And it's turning her. it's turning her a little heel here, and I don't know if that's purposely done, but Steven, you're
Her
saying
weakness,
you get those vibes too, that she's getting almost so obsessed with that thing that it's making her almost turn dark, so to speak.
Which is what Danny was saying, is that, you know, I'd love for Sabine to come in and reclaim the Darksaber. Bo-Katan is just being stubborn at this point.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. What else we got here? Oh, I did like one scene. It's really on the surface, but Boba Fett, when he's like, "Oh, it's time for me to stop playing my games," he absolutely annihilates those 2 TIE fighters and then just starts out. I was like, that is badass. Boba Fett Demption is real. Like that.
He killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very pleased with where they've taken this character. They're like, wait a minute, hold up. He died because somebody accidentally hit his jetpack. Come on. And then, sidebar. First episode, where they're talking about his armor, and he talks about how the jetpack has that problem. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Like, there's little things like that that I really appreciate.
And rest in peace, Jeremy Bulloch. I'm glad he maybe took some solace in seeing his character got to live on, hopefully. But rest in peace, the original Boba Fett. Super chat here from Nathan, right?
Yep.
I think we're about to see a Mandalorian Game of Thrones for the Darksaber. I like that vibe. I'm down with that. I think that's kind of cool. And then John Lacey's pretzel, her giant pretzel's back, baby.
It's actually 3 pretzels.
Yeah, it'd be amazing if it was just one full pretzel.
You know what would have been amazing?
How did you make those?
No.
Oh, okay, all right, good.
If me, James, and Steven's doorbells rang and someone like delivered us a pretzel for the live stream,
she ordered it.
I did order these.
No, I know, but like to us, to be delivered at like 9:20. You know,
what else do we have to cover from this episode? I mean, we obviously can get back more deeply into the end scene. Just Pedro Pascal. Just absolutely crushing that performance, in my opinion.
Christian,
this
is a good point. Actually, you were asking what else do we have to talk about? The girl power in this episode. Thank you, Christian, for the super chat.
Yeah.
Yo, the women in this episode kicked butt.
Girls,
like, mowing people down. What?
Can we be honest about one thing, though?
Can I finish my point?
Yes.
As a woman talking about women.
I was talking about Pedro Pascal, and then we were like, "Oh, let's switch to the girl power." But okay, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just kidding. No, it was just really fun to see them mow everybody down.
Gina Carano and Sasha Banks are not good actors. Could I just put that out there?
Okay, you said it. Does that mean I can say it? Okay, I wanted to talk about this, and of course I don't want to be mean because I don't want to be mean, and I know it's very hard to do Star Wars dialogue. It just is.
But my gun jammed, Steven.
It jammed. I don't know. Look, I don't want to be too. Gina follows me, so I'm like, you know,
mud sulfur.
Oh my. But it's very hard to do, and obviously we've seen this with much more seasoned actors have a really hard time with Star Wars dialogue, I guess is the way to put it. There's even moments in the sequel trilogy where if there's anything you could say about the sequel trilogy, the acting is great, but there are moments where you're like, And so when you're having actors that are not traditionally actors and more traditionally performers, it shows, especially in Star Wars of all things, in my opinion. So I agree with you there. And
all right.
Yeah.
It's just funny how, and it's not really that big of a deal, but season 1, people had comments about Gina Carano's acting, and they're like, "How dare you? She's the best." And then like she said some questionable things, and people were like, "Yeah, she kind of is not a good actor."
That is literally what happened. It is verbatim exactly what happened.
No, I just wanted to point out, because Pedro Pascal really didn't get to spend a lot of time in the costume in season 1, aside from like a scene or two, and he clearly did a lot more this season, and they made that vocally clear and publicly clear. Like I feel like you got to get more of him with the helmet off, because did he deliver in that scene? Even just watching Grogu walk away in almost the similar shot of him on the wagon in the village in the first season,
Mhm.
where it's just he's going away, but he's with Luke Skywalker. And it's so weird because Luke is like the ultimate hero, and I'm like, I don't want Luke taking him away. And like, it's just like, I want the two of them together. And I was like feeling that pain, but he's like looking at him and he understands that he needs to go. And he saw him, like I said, take those steps on his own. So it's almost like he feels a little better about it, but that hurts. That was a tough one.
Can I say something stupid that I kind of noticed? And I don't know if anybody else noticed this, so I guess we'll see in the chat. His haircut is different from this episode to the episode prior to this. When he takes the helmet off, like completely different. And I was just like, did he get a haircut in between the trip? Did he's like, oh, the trip's coming. Let me just trim it up. Got to get ready for
I got to get ready for Grogu to finally see me.
Boba Fett's a barber Fett. He actually has a barber chair.
Oh my God.
Great name for a place. Barber Fett. Done. Done.
We do have a couple super chats. Okay, Michael Moore says, thank you, TRB, for an amazing run of the Mando fan shows. I love spending my Friday nights hanging out with my family and all of you. We still have one left. January 8th.
Yeah.
Still got more.
Yeah.
A couple more. Hold on one second. We have
Thank
Frank.
you, everybody, by the way. So much.
Yes. Thanks, Frank. He said, I think it's interesting that Boba Fett's armor has always been iconic, being scuffed and dirty. And after he reclaimed it, he cleaned it up as to show it's a new era for him. Absolutely. I saw a really good theory about this, so that he repainted it because someone else had worn it. And so if there were any dents or marks on it, they weren't his.
So, okay. No, I don't think so. Did he?
Oh. I think he might have.
Well, okay, yeah, this is crazy because this didn't even occur to me. I just thought he just did it, and I had a friend that was like, "Dude, I love the episode, but I'm going to be honest with you. What's your take on this? Because it really bothered me, and it made it hard to watch the episode. I know we're in this episode and not that one, but we had this discussion on this, and it hadn't ever occurred to me, and I came up with that explanation that there was something about like somebody else wearing it and earning all those scratches and stuff. Like as if he was painting it himself, adding his own graffiti, and then he lost it. And when he got it back, like his stuff was still on there, but like most of it had been covered up and all this. Yeah. And he's like, nah, dude, start over, fresh coat of paint. And my friend was like, that's cool. That's crazy because that super chat just said the same thing. And
I saw that online. Thing. That's so cool. I love when people come up with
that. Yeah.
Next is Sweet Star Wars Delight. Thank you so much. Said the possibility that when R2 and Grogu were interacting, R2 might have recognized Grogu from the Jedi Temple days, back when.
Oh, that's a good point. He did do a little dance.
Oh, maybe he's like, you're here.
He's seen him before
in the temple.
Wow. I think personally, honestly, that was just like, hey, let's show R2 be cute and do the R2 thing.
It is.
I'm sure that's what it was. But I saw kind of like a little joke that it was, R2 is just like scared of Yoda after Yoda beat him to death in the swamp. And so he like, and so R2's like,
Next is Kyle Hughes. Thanks, Kyle, who said he cut his hair so they wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah,
guys, I'm sorry. I'm that weird person that notices stuff like that, like haircut.
No,
I didn't notice that. No.
And also, he shaved a little bit and like let it grow a little bit, but he shaved. He got rid of the mustache. Like in that episode, the one with Bill Burr, which is one of my favorite episodes.
Yes, Bill Burr was amazing.
If I want to say best episode, but like best moment, best scene in probably the whole series, in my opinion. Like that. He was so handsome, and I'm like, oh, he's so scruffy, and he's got the hair. And then this one, he's like, I'm gonna get a cut. I gotta look good.
Bill Burr had the same haircut though. That was good.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw it out there because I know I'll probably forget, but I did want to mention that there was a tweet like a long time ago, and I think it was like around The Last Jedi, that somebody pointed out the scene where Rey is standing under the Falcon and she holds out her hand and she feels the rain. The tweet was like, when you realize this is probably the first time she's ever felt rain. And I thought of that tweet and that moment when I saw Grogu touch his face, because I was like, that's probably the first time any other like physical contact has happened to him since he was a child. He's the first person to actually touch his face.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, that's gonna make me sad now. I'm now at a 7.
Slowly working my way up.
6.5.
Did you guys like the Dark Troopers? Did you think they paid off?
No.
When they got crushed, I did.
Yeah. First of all, they're called dubstep troopers.
Everyone's been commenting about the dubstep.
Yeah.
They're called dubstep troopers. Again, this is a little notch for me. Again, on Ludwig, I'm like, poor choice. That was a very cliche thing to do. Be like, robots, dubstep. Right. This will be good.
I have to balance the force on that a little bit, because there was one moment that Ludwig did something amazing, and whenever Mando does his cowboy show up and they play his theme, it was sped up in this episode to press that level of urgency for the first time, I think, in the whole series. It was like do-do-do. And I think that was done on purpose, and I felt that. I felt the anxiety of that.
I've heard a rumor from people that may or may not be around the world of Lucasfilm. I heard a rumor that he's not as involved this season. Ludwig is not involved this season when it comes to music, which is kind of why it may feel a little different. But that's just a rumor that I've heard from some places. I don't know. But that could be maybe why. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I would, if I were him, I would be like, no, I'm doing Mandalorian again. So I'm sure maybe that's not true, but that's what
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that to me actually makes me feel like that makes a little bit of sense. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not what you're saying, but it does make sense, because I felt like that particularly was it pushed a little too far.
Hans Zimmer does a very similar thing, and he kind of comes from, if I'm correct, I'm saying this correctly, Hans Zimmer was one of the guys that was like, yo, check out this dude. So he Hans Zimmer does the same thing, where he kind of not necessarily just say, I'm not going to do the work, but he says, I'm going to pass the torch to somebody else to have them shine a little bit, where they're still producing, they're still doing the music, but maybe it's somebody else's ideas or something. It's not 100% them. And that's a very common thing in film composing. So that could be it.
Could be.
Because I went down, I will go up. The whole score during Luke's scene is great.
Yes.
I think that to me is something that I think the more I listen to that particular track, it's gonna resonate as this very particular moment in Star Wars. Because I don't think they're gonna reuse that unless, of course, we see Luke again, which I do. I'll say that too. I do think we will see Luke again, because I think there's too many. You have the ability to do live action Luke, and you've brought in Ahsoka. The two of them have to talk. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why they brought Luke in at this point, because they're just saying to everybody, "Look, we're doing it, so it's going to happen in Ahsoka."
It's too important that those two. We've been talking about it for the longest time. However, they tell that story, whether it's in a comic or animation or something, I thought it made sense for the Rebels sequel or whatever. But this now makes more sense. If they can pull it off, they're gonna put him next to a campfire, and they're going to have this conversation where it doesn't need to be so great. They can hide all the mistakes and stuff.
Let's do this then. One guess each on what we think may happen in season 3 of The Mandalorian.
I mean, I will say, go for it. Go. Okay, fine. Me. They're going to go to Mandalore, obviously. And that's my prediction. I don't have anything else.
It doesn't have to be that heavy.
So my prediction,
one planet shows up. Yeah.
So my prediction is, I actually do think that the Boba Fett show is season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Well,
I think that this series could potentially turn into The Mandalorian is a collection of stories of the remaining Mandalorians. So they go to Boba Fett, they do a couple seasons with him, and then they move on to Bo-Katan.
That actually makes sense to me, mostly because it's called the Book of Boba Fett, right? And in this show, they're chapters. So it could be more of an anthology thing. So when it's chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever. Yeah. So that could be it. I personally I hope that doesn't happen, but if that's what they decide to do, just because I love my Mando, and I don't want to see him go.
I feel bad. I just saw this super chat from Brian. I'm so sorry, Brian. He said, sorry, I'm late jumping on here. Might have missed it, but your thoughts on the Book of Boba going to be season 3, or will it be a new show separate from Mando season 3? Love you guys. Nice ears, Lace. Thank you so much. I was just saying that I think that is the case. And here's why, because it makes no business sense to have 2 shows running in the same month, back to back in December.
Yeah.
They need to space that stuff out to keep people subscribed.
They said the next chapter of Mandalorian is coming in December too.
They did say the Christmas,
on Christmas.
I mean, again, they could just be what they're talking about. Yeah.
I find it so difficult to think that Favreau and then especially Disney, them just being like, this has been a monster beast hit, and we're going to stop. We're going to change it now.
He'll come back. I just think that plot line has kind of ended. Grogu went with Luke, so that story's been told, and then they'll bring Mando back in.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like the Boba thing is going to be a limited thing, though. I feel like it's going to be like a 2-3 little mini.
That would be cool.
Jaunt to to get him out of Mando, so it's not like we're trying to push Boba Fett into the Mandalorian.
Boba and Mando buddy cop.
Yeah, so I think that this is their way of branching them out and Fett and Shand and him, so Mandalorian doesn't get so crowded, because it's starting to feel a little crowded. Maybe get them out and let Din kind of do his next whatever he's got to do, and if that involves Bo-Katan or whatever, I'm not sure. But I do agree with you guys that Mandalorian appears to be the exploding nucleus that's saying this is going to happen over here now, and we're going to send the story over here now. And
there's something very cool that happened in this season, and I think it's turned like the whole understanding of there's the movies, and then there's everything below the movies. There's the animation, the books and stuff. There's legends and all that stuff. That's the weird stuff. This is the real stuff. And I feel like this season of the TV show has just blew that open, and with bringing Cobb Vanth and Bo-Katan and Boba Fett back, and
Ahsoka. I mean, they moved
Ahsoka and Thrawn, and now they're like, oh, we're doing Rangers of the New Republic, we're doing an Ahsoka thing, and then we're the Book of Boba is like this new thing too, and it's like I feel like there's and Luke, it's not even like, oh, those are the movie characters, and I feel like seeing Luke in live action now just make an appearance in these shows brings this level of like if the Mandalorian was a comic series, people would be like, oh, it's just a comic series, it's not real. And if Luke showed up in that comic series, people would be like, oh, that's cool. But like all these things that happen in the books and the comics and all that stuff, it happened in live action. This is just a way to tell the story. These are real stories. These are real people. And I feel like this second season of Mandalorian has really opened that door, and they're telling you, we think all that stuff really happened, so we're going to show you. This is not the movie level events. These are all the little things that are happening in our world, and they're live action, and they really happened. And it's really amazing, and it just really opens the door for so many possibilities. We sit there and we go, they won't do that. It's like, now they will do that. You don't know. And that goes as far, I feel like I'm on a rant now. I'm sorry.
You are.
It goes to what John was saying too. I don't think they have this show and they would throw away the Mandalorian like title. But I think Disney is being very bold, and they're doing crazy things, and they're saying like, we're throwing away what you normally understand as a television show. We're doing 8 episodes, hour long? No, 30-minute. It's supposed to be binge? No, it's weekly. Like, there's so many other things. Oh, it's just a chapter. We don't have to tell you it's the series finale, because it's not. It's we're reinventing this platform, the streaming stuff.
You're definitely on the right track there, especially, and to both a credit to the show for doing that, which we've kind of been wanting to have happen ever since the prequels were announced. We're like, oh my god, maybe it's going to be based off of like the book I read. Like, so it's cool that they're kind of saying, hey, we've got all these things. We're actually going to do this right this time. We're going to blend everything together, and it's actually going to feel like a universe. But what you also mentioned was how it's feeling very crowded. And my thing with The Mandalorian, at least until this point, and we don't know where it's going to go from here, the Achilles heel-ish series, and at the same time, the good part about it is the fact that you have all these characters that will come in, pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. And now it's feeling like, okay, they've popped in and they're staying in. And at the same time, it's like, okay, the more people that are added to The Mandalorian, the less special I think it becomes, because I'm here to see the Mando's, his actual, like, in his relationship with Baby Yoda and his journey. And now I'm seeing all these other things. But so that's good that they're doing that. And at the same time, I'm like, it's feeling a little crowded in here, and it's not great.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because you bring up Rangers of the New Republic or whatever, and I'm like, this, unfortunately, they've done the same thing that they did with the Marvel movies, good and bad, where it's almost like this show has been now a pilot for 2 or 3 different shows.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like it, where they're like the hashtag girls get it done moment. And it's like, are they going to be the Rangers of the New Republic? Are they going to go off and do that? Because I feel like Bill Burr's character is going to come back. He's going to maybe be a part of that, or he's going to be a part of the Bad Batch or something. You've got the Boba show now. I know Bo is going to do her own. She has to do her own thing at some point.
Meanwhile, Kevin Feige's like, exactly.
He's like, I'm so working according to plan. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Steven, you're making me think of like that analogy, like you have a bunch of friends over and it's midnight and you're like, all right, guys.
It's are we leaving or are we staying?
Yeah. Get out of my show.
Do you have a couple questions if we want to go through them real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
So first we have McElvis. Thank you for the super chat. Said, having survived the Purge, do you think that when Kylo Ren destroys Luke's new Jedi Academy, Grogu's going to be like, oh my God, come on again? Which honestly, this has been a very popular talking point today. Is it how it ties back to that academy and where is Ben Solo? When does this happen? Is Grogu okay?
I'm putting the tinfoil hat on now.
Go for it.
We're going to Speculation Nation.
Oh, geez.
Let's say that Little Grogs is a part of Luke's academy in the sequel trilogy. We see Luke. We see it get burned down. We don't know that all the students died for sure. What if he does escape, goes into some sort of hiding, and then if they ever do decide to pursue something with Rey and Daisy Ridley in the future, you bring Baby Yoda in, and that vaults its value up that much more. He'll be around the age Yoda was when he started training Jedi. Could be an interesting thing. I don't know.
It's like they're planting seeds in a way for future stuff. And we saw that pay off this season alone. With the first season, you had this person like Bill Burr. You're like, oh, he's gone. He's not coming back. Okay, never mind. They're coming back. And so like, I feel like that's correct. I feel like that's exactly what they're planting seeds for future stuff.
Well, I hope that'd be cool to see. Hopefully. All right.
So we have Talia Howard. Oh, I love that name. Thank for the super chat. Asked, great emotional send off for Grogu and Mando. But is he going to fight Bo-Katan now? That is a good question. I mean, that's where they kind of we were joking. It just kind of record scratch stopped. We gonna fight or
I'm gonna fight him because he doesn't care.
He's gonna be like, I'm chill, dude. I'm good.
What if we?
Like, oh no, you beat me.
At the end. What if at the end? I guess I'm being a speculation nut here, and James, I hope you're probably gonna slap me down on this. But what if at the end of the Mandalorian, he fakes his death so that she can take the Darksaber and be the ruler of Mandalore, and they don't have to fight each other, and then he kind of rides off into the west, like you said, and he goes and chills with Omera in the village and lives happily ever after.
Maybe.
My gut just says it's gonna be something that like technically counts or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that they're actually gonna like.
She goes, boop. He's like, oh
no, my shoulder.
Oh, my shoulder.
Oh no, I can't fight you now.
Next is from Chibigan89, aka Danny. Hey Danny, and she said, now that we know the Book of Boba is happening, is there a possibility for Han and Chewbacca cameo mention? # make Solo 2 happen.
God,
don't you do that to my heart. I can't
listen.
Don't give me hope.
Here's the thing for me on this. No, because in my theory about the casting, they're not going to do Alden pre-Ford, post-Ford, but they now have physical and digital assets again of Jabba's palace. Check to potentially use if they want to bring them back. That's all I'm going to say on that. For after Solo stuff.
Right.
Not with Bib Fortuna.
I just want Solo to it. It's not going to happen. They announced all these movies and these shows.
Steven, you're in good company, my friend.
I know, man. It just hurts. It hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts.
I know.
Whatever. It's fine. Go watch Solo, people, please. I'm sorry.
So I think one kind of finishing thought was from Brian. Hey, Brian, who said, I feel like Luke taking Grogu is just a way to tie up the Jedi story. So when he gets him back, they don't have to base the show around his powers.
That could be. It could be that simple. I agree, Brian. And by the way, Brian, you're the man.
Yeah. And that's it.
All right. So, any final thoughts on this before we hop out of here, guys?
That is not it. Frank coming in.
Frank is back, baby.
Frank, thank you for the super chat. Says Grogu might not be part of Luke's fallen academy. He might master his abilities and return to Mando, maybe become a Mandalorian, Jedi hybrid, and even wield the Darksaber.
See, you say this, and this is where I thought the show was going to go. And this is what I kind of thought first season was going to go, where I'm like, okay, Mandalorians, Jedi, they fought each other, they hate each other, blah, 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 blood war, whatever. They got that thing a long time ago. And so Grogu's like the one that brings it all together. And that's what I thought it was going to be. Maybe not. I don't know.
To another piece of lore, the Darksaber was created by the first Mandalorian Jedi.
No, I did not know that. All right.
The lore is, he already bridged that gap at one point. I think they split from there, but I think at one point there was Mandalore and there was the Jedi, and then there was somebody that created the Darksaber as their weapon, and then that became the ultimate weapon for the Mandalorian.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's fine.
So then McElvis chimes in with, we still haven't got an answer to what Gideon wants with Grogu's blood, so that's open for season 3, I guess. I mean, I think we're all assuming at this point that it probably has something to do with Palpatine, right? That's what we're kind of assuming, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else it would be. Yeah.
I was thinking that they were going to... I just like blood. I don't know what it is. It's cool. I thought that they were going to do something like with those, what are they, the Dark Troopers or whatever they call them?
But he said it was a droid, yeah.
I thought they were going to do something kind of like... a General Grievous kind of thing where it was organic and bionic at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like it was more likely the other way. Like they had, and this isn't exactly it, but like it seems like they had Death Troopers, and then they probably had like a Death Trooper version 2.0, and then this was like Death Trooper 3.0. And it's like we already know that they're like shrinking the Death Trooper heads and all sorts of weird stuff. So like Death Trooper 2.0 is probably what you're describing, like this weird cyborg thing, and then and then these are just droids.
Interesting.
They're also really stupid too.
They
went
my
from
god,
dubstep troopers to dumb step troopers. So like he's walking right in front of him, like close the door, and they're like doing nothing.
Yeah, they're like the sock 'em robots. Bop, bop, bop,
yeah.
This is, we're all talking about the stuff that I had a problem with in this episode.
Yes,
like where this episode shines is when it's about the character and
when Luke Skywalker shows up. I know it's Steven.
It's those are fantastic little moments. The moments that don't do it for me are like the Dark Troopers that I'm like, Terminators was okay. They're like I don't like their design. I mean, I'm gonna get into it. I don't like their design. They look too glossy. They look kind of like toys, as opposed to like the way that even in the prequels, I think they looked better. Even though CGI wasn't whatever. They were there for Luke to cut through. Yeah, that's a great point.
I completely believe this because when they showed up and they had them beat the bejesus out of Mando, and then they're all standing there and they're like, no one can save us, no one can do this. I was like, well, there's one person that can, a lightsaber.
And you're completely correct in that. I just didn't necessarily, they felt like Legos, like the way that they moved and they just kind of didn't really do it for me. And when you combine
the
that
Bionicle Legos, which are already weird in the first place,
but like you combine that, you combine that with like the whole like the hit squad of the girls going to the bridge or whatever, where it felt like that scene that everyone kind of made fun of in the Rise of Skywalker, where everyone's just jumping over the troopers that they're shooting in the hallway, and I'm like, there's no tension there because we know that they're gonna succeed. And don't get me wrong,
I thought you were gonna say the Avengers one where they're like, we've got it from here.
Oh yeah, I mean
it's like dun, 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 dun. And I'm like,
you can say there's that parallel, but I know this is. I saw some memes about this where they're like, "Oh, I prefer like the girls get it done in this one versus the girls get it done in that in Avengers." I preferred the Avengers one even a little bit, even if it felt pandery or whatever. I preferred that one because it felt like, I don't know. This one just felt there was no threat. They're just stormtroopers. Pop, pop, pop. All right, everyone.
I feel like for the Avengers thing, really quick on a side note, it would have been cooler if they didn't say that line. if they didn't say, we'll take it from here. I was like, ugh, can we not? Can we just do it? Like, why do we have to talk about it?
But yeah, exactly. And they actually did that. And it's funny you mentioned this tangent. Infinity War, where they had that moment with the 3 women, and it was like, she's not alone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what's up. And it's like, then they took in the next Avengers, they're like, let's do that, but more. And so I feel like
every single one, and they're on a massive battlefield. They all happen to be here.
We're here right at this moment.
No guys, not one superhero guy who would be willing to help. Nowhere to be seen.
It's like back in the day before cell phones, and you're like going to hang out with your friends. And you're like, all right, we're meeting at the food court at 8:30. Don't be
like, hey, right now is good. Okay, I'll head over.
And they're all right. Oh, cool. Hey, what's up? How you doing? All right, let's go. Yeah.
I know that there's parallels with this episode, but like that was the kind of stuff that I'm like, I didn't feel the danger there. I know that was kind of what they were setting it up to be, is that it was too easy.
Just to go back to that really quick. It literally just dawned on me on this episode as you guys were talking about it that it was all females. It never even occurred to me.
Yeah, it didn't occur to me. Like when I was exactly.
I just saw Gina or like Cara Dune, Fett Shand.
People.
Yeah, I just didn't even. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say that, but like, it didn't even occur to me that they sent all the women on one mission, and that like I just.
Well, that kind of tells you that I think that they executed it correctly in that sense, because you're not thinking about that. It doesn't feel forced or weird or anything. Yeah. Yes, I felt the same way, and it was only until after I looked at memes, I'm like, oh, okay, that's fun. Yeah, but it's just the idea that it's like stormtroopers are these like, just things that you shoot, and I'm like. It'd be cool if like somebody got shot or something. There was some tension. Also, what happened to that girl that was like his right-hand man or whatever? Moff Gideon's right-hand dude. Like just gone? Like I'm confused.
Yeah, they all died. They got shot.
He got shot.
I was just like, that was just weird. But like those are the little things that I'm like,
I loved it. And then Finnick almost getting shot, and then they shooting back. I just loved it. And they were covering each other really well.
Yeah, I am glad though that the troopers were droids specifically to be able to allow Luke to do what he does. Sure. Because if they were stormtroopers, I think people would have had a lot of problem with that, because Luke in this period is like, I don't kill, and other things like that. There was kind of some controversy around the battlefront thing, because you play as Luke and he's like,
well,
I'm just gonna get every stormtrooper over there, kill. Yeah. So I like that he could really like shine and show how powerful he was in this case without actually like harming anybody, because like in this point to him, these are just.
I agree. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense when you say it like that. I just kind of wish that the execution didn't feel so cartoony. But it's still cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch this episode again and I'm going to appreciate it more. But I also had the episode, just like you, spoiled. But for kind of a different reason. And I had this spoiled for me about a week ago. So I'm like, I like learned about it. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't even like it was spoiled or anything. I still enjoyed it. But the way that I personally would have done it was a little bit more invoking that of Rogue One, where it wasn't, we're seeing the X-Wing come in and then we're seeing it on the screens. It would have just been like the doors open up after the X-Wing arrives. And then it's just like,
more shock instead of
we know. Yes, because we know as an audience, we know it's Luke. Like we knew it was Luke when maybe some of us we saw the X-Wing, we're like, oh, it's Luke. And so
when we saw Sebastian Stan was trending, we knew.
Yeah, exactly. We knew. So like I was hoping there was going to be that a little bit more. That it was going to be like, bam, I'm here. I'm just like my dad, but I'm nicer. It's kind of what I was just hoping for.
I'm just laughing at this comment from Mick Elvis that said, well, that does it 10 minutes ago. And then someone else dropped a super chat, and here we are.
Yeah. I mean, that does do it. I mean, we covered everything. We're up on an hour and a half. So we do appreciate everyone listening and watching and being a part of our Friday night here doing the show. We do want to make sure everyone heads to StarWarsNewsNet.com. That is our website for all of your Star Wars news, reviews, editorials, information, and more. If you want to read my written review of this episode, it is up there. I appreciate that very much. Resistance Broadcast is our main podcast every Monday and Thursday. We are going to be taking a bit of a week break between the two holidays for our first break in the history of ever. So we're looking forward to doing that. But then we'll be shot right out of a cannon to come back and finish up the Mando fan show on January 8th and do a lot of other stuff.
Break time.
If you do want to support us, please head to patreon.com/resistance broadcast. We do appreciate that very much. A special thank you to our generals, Carmelo, Andrew Staley, Jeremy Myers, Neil Shaw, David Probus, John Reese, Micah Harrison, Jetta Rosewater, Michael Gaines, Bethany, Russ Harbison, Kendall Gellner, Paul Olson, and Val Trichkoff. Thank you all so much for your general support at that level. The Mando Fan Show, like I said, we'll be back Friday live, 8:30 East, January 8th with Clayton Sandell. We're going to wrap up and recap the entire season of season 2 of The Mandalorian and see where we're heading for the future. And of course, that final Mando code and how to win that bounty. So, Stephen,
this is the
That's the bounty right there.
Stephen, again, it's youtube.com/ascender. That's where you're at. That's where you're making the stuff. That's where everyone should check out not only your 2020 1917 parody video, but your Call of Duty stuff and a bunch of other stuff you got going on, right?
Yes, that is. You just did it for me.
I did it all.
Go there right now.
Go there, subscribe, check out Stephen. You are the best, man. We
you.
Good time with you, man. So
thank you.
We appreciate it. You have to come back in the new year on the regular podcast, and yeah, we hope you have a great holiday season, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. So, James and Lacey, anything else you want to say before we hop out of here? It's sort of the
Happy
final...
holidays.
Yeah.
I went all the way across town to get these today.
Where did you go?
Proud of you.
I went to this place called J. Lawrence downtown in Bethel. Shout out to you guys that put these aside for me. So here's a funny story really quick. I ordered them last night while I was waiting for Mando at 2:48 a.m. to be picked up at 3:30. So they got an alert when they came in the morning and they were like, someone ordered 3 large Bavarian pretzels at 2:48 a.m.
Like, was weed legalized in Connecticut or something?
So then I had to go get gas with my car. So I'm getting gas, so I was a little late to pick them up. And they called me and they're like, so we just want to know, are you going to come get these? And I was like, I'm on my way.
Oh my gosh. Did they give you the right proportion of mustard to go with it?
They gave me some type of sauce. I don't know.
It's like a paint bucket of mustard.
They're gigantic. Yeah. So the joke was from AMC, the Bavarian Legend. So I was like, oh, I need a couple to make the joke work. And then I picked them up and I was like, oh, I could have probably just done one.
Hey, it plays. It looks like a cake. It looks like a pretzel.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
James, you got anything for us?
I mean,
Lacey Gillerin, Twitter and Instagram. Bye.
I mean, look, this was incredible. I think like my takeaway would have been what I said earlier, which is like I'm just absolutely astonished that this season has done, what it's done in order to kind of reshape how we think of canon and these stories and these live action things and all this. And I'm pretty blown away, and I feel like that gives a lot of credence to this episode. I mean, Luke showing up, and it's an original trilogy character, and it's a young original trilogy version of that character, and just like everything about it, I mean, his fighting style is like perfect, like the old bad lightsaber techniques where they're like just holding it out and stabbing people, like it really like hit the nostalgia chord, and it was a great episode overall. I mean, enough that we didn't even talk about like Boba Fett fighting the other Mandalorian and stuff. We just completely forget about that. Yeah,
that's true. Well, yeah, we'll have to tackle it on the regular podcast. But yeah, great episode. There was a lot involved there. So we thank you for everyone who joined us. And from us here at the Mando Fan Show, we will see you next time. And as always, we will see you around, kids.